Hi, I'm Brendon Burns, and you're watching FHM.com.
And as you know, the show is called So I Suppose This Is Offensive Now. And no one, jumping up in arms. Everyone got the joke that it wasn't taking the piss out of any minorities. It was taking the piss out of lack of balance. It was taking the piss out of people that didn't think it was offensive. But I was talking to a journalist because originally the image of Christ on the cross, there was a woman blowing me. But we took it off, and this journalist said, "All right, was that too far?" And I was just like, "Nah, just made the poster too busy." Up in the head.
I'm Luke Edwards, and we're here in Soho to meet funny man Brendon Burns to see if we can wipe that smile off his face in a game of chess. What inspired you to become a comedian?
I saw a black American comedian called Flip Wilson, and that's F-L-I-P, Flip Wilson. And he was a guy pre-Cosby, pre-Pryor, pre-everyone who was kind of rallying against racism before anyone even had a word for it. And he walks out and he walks straight up to his white band leader, and his opening line, he just goes, "Does your daddy know you work for a nigger? It'd kill him." And the thing is, there was just such a massive stunned silence in the room, and then they realized that the target wasn't him, it wasn't the band leader, it was them. It was them and their bigotries. And at 9 years of age, I remember being so impressed by something that complex and powerful, because then they laughed. I love that moment between him saying it and the laugh, of just that pregnant pause, and it was just the most powerful, influential thing of my life ever. And at 9, I was there just transfixed by this god. And I was there I want to do that.
I was the host of Help I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here Now for all of 3 days. I know. My agency actually had an office pool on how long that lasts. Because the goalposts kept moving, because they were going, "Oh, well, we want to make the format edgy, so let's get Brendon and stick him in between fucking Lady Victoria Harvey and Jeff Brazier, and I'm not allowed to shoot them, right?" And I couldn't ask him the only question I wanted to, which is, "So, what's the point of you two?"
God damn it.
Who's the last person to text you, and what did they say?
My son's mother, just now, saying consent, and then question mark.
Trying to get humour past these motherfuckers as well, right? I was going "So, Lady Victoria, how do you become a lady?" And she said, "Well, you're born a lady." I said, "Didn't that hurt your mum?" Right?
Out of the South African and the Montreal comedy festivals, which crowd do you prefer best?
South Africa, Montreal, full of cunts. Cunts. I just didn't take to them as a people because they open with French, and they've got 2 accents, and that's fucking sus. And they call themselves Quebecois, which is the chavviest attempt at French I've ever heard in my life. They're the fucking Scousers of Canada. That's who they are. Pitchfork-carrying sons of hookers. And they want to separate themselves from Canada, the nicest country in the world. And they're like, no, we want none of this pleasantness. We want to continue to shit and jizz on chips. Don't look for any glib irony. I don't like them. The organisers were lovely, but they warned me. They said, look, the Montreal audiences won't clap when you get on stage because they're too polite. That's fucking rude. That's not polite. That's rude. And that's the odd thing about them as well, is they'll be rude and then finish the sentence with going, "I'm being polite." So what's your version of rude? At least in England, you go, "Excuse me, I don't mean to be rude," and then you're rude. They'll go, "You should wash, I'm being polite." You go fuck yourself. No matter how much the Scottish hate the English, they don't speak fucking Russian to spite them. I hate them. I really do. I couldn't stand them. Ropey motherfuckers.
Oh, what?
Well, basically, if your pawn reaches the end, you can change it for any one of your pieces. Obviously, most of the time people change it to a queen, but as my queen isn't lost.
Fuck, I didn't know that.
Oh, hang on. That was of no good anyway. You just take it. That's the stupidest thing I've ever done on or off stage. I think the Glastonbury experiment, where I handed out 10 kilos of mushrooms to the entire crowd while calling my ex live on stage, filming the entire thing. See, they're coming to get me now. In a vain attempt to prove that God existed.
Have you ever, as many comedians seem to do, tried your hand at acting?
Yeah, I did like a straight play this past year in Edinburgh, Breaking Morant, with Phil Nichol directing and Adam Hills as Breaker. and that was good fun. I think you know, good comics, the comics generally make pretty good actors, because you know, you still have to get up and bang out a particular persona night in, night out, no matter how you're feeling.
But as immigrants, we chose you. You are our wives. You know what I mean? All right, I know nowhere's perfect. You know what I mean? I'm well aware that you English are a little presumptuous and pompous, and the Scottish are fucking mental, and the Irish refuse to be mentioned here, and the Welsh are barely people, right? I love the Welsh. The Welsh are my favourites. Look at that, I bet you that's a Welsh guy clapping. He's right, you know, I've got an eye on my hand. What's that?
That's checkmate.